Johnson over how Tylenol is marketed to pregnant women. Paxton claims the companies ignored evidence linking the drug to autism or ADHD, echoing accusations made by President Trump. Medical experts, however, have pushed back against these claims. PayPal is teaming up with OpenAI to let users make purchases through ChatGPT starting next year. Merchants will also be able to use.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. An atmospheric river hit Southern California, bringing with it heavy rains, flash floods, and debris flow. The town of Wrightwood, northeast of Los Angeles, was one of the heaviest hit from the storm. Manny Simpson, a Wrightwood resident for 14 years, says even though their house flooded and his garage was damaged, he still will call Wrightwood home.
We like it here so much, we're never going to move no matter what happens. We've had to evacuate 3 or 4 times, and we've been through it all, so, and we're still here, so we're not moving.
There was still a risk of more flash flooding and mudslides Friday, despite slackening rain around Los Angeles, according to the National Weather Service. 2 major airports had security scares on this busy travel day after Christmas.
An unattended bag led to a law enforcement investigation and a scare inside the Baltimore-Washington Thurgood Marshall International Airport on Friday. The police activity paused passenger screenings, closed the terminal roadway, and suspended the light rail access until the all-clear was given. At San Francisco International Harvey Milk Terminal 1, a suspicious package investigation led to a terminal evacuation, roadway closures, and long delays for travelers. A K-9 unit detected the package and the bomb squad investigated. The package was safe and there were no injuries. I'm Bill Alexander.
The president of the Kennedy Center is criticizing musician Chuck Redd for canceling a Christmas Eve performance. Redd withdrew days after the White House announced President Trump's name would be added to the venue. On Friday, the center's president Richard Grinnell called the decision classic intolerance and threatened to seek $1 million in damages.
You don't want to hear
On Wall Street, the Dow and Nasdaq were down by 20 points. The S&P 500 lower by 2.
people.
Maybe you know what a zombie is.
When you keep voting party line, this is what happens to you.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own.
You have subways that are falling apart. You have cops that are being accosted in the street because of that socialist you elected as your mayor.
You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders.
When are you New Yorkers going to start holding those people responsible for what they do?
Not knowing what they do, not caring.
You mean like Democrats?
I'm going to deal with topics and issues that will make you think, make you mad, and maybe even get you a little embarrassed. So don't go anywhere. The lines are open. You can reach me at 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563.
It's the Joe Messina Show.
Hey. Welcome back to another session of Sanity right here at the Joe Messina Show. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. Always appreciate your time with me. I mean that sincerely. I may not always agree with you. I hope you can figure that one out. I love you guys. I go, Joe, you're wrong. I don't. All right, I'm wrong. Okay. I'm not going to fight about it. I mean, seriously. Anyhow, where was I? Oh, send me an email, Joe, to Joe at JoeMessina.com. Sorry, Joe Messina. I forgot my name for a second. What do you want from me? JoeMessina.com. Really, seriously, I'm more than willing to answer the questions. But if you get nasty, I'm going to get nasty. It's how Trump says, you punch, I punch harder. Yeah, I got a pretty sharp tongue. I know it doesn't make my wife happy sometimes. She thinks I should be a little softer in my responses. Maybe not so quick. Yeah, well, anyhow. All right. So, hey, you've been listening for a bit here on the, what's it called? The come on, I just had it in my head. Upside, right? The upside.com. Well, let me tell you what. I tried it. And I know some of you guys, you don't listen to commercials because, that's your break to go get your coffee, go do whatever. But Tammy tried it first, and I'll tell you what, on the introductory one, she saved some decent money. And you can save up to, on the first fill-up, so wait till that tank is like coffin empty. And go fill up then, because she saved like, I don't know what it was, 62, 65 cents with the introductory savings, and then there was some kind of bonus on top of that. I don't know about you guys. I'm in California. That's big bucks. Some of you guys in other parts of the country, that's almost a free tank of gas, for God's sakes. Just, it's different in different areas. I get that. So if you're still paying full price for gas, then really you shouldn't be listening to this show, because you're a little slow. Stop leaving the cash behind. Now, that it is cash, by the way. It's not bonus points. It's not this, that, the other thing. It's actual cash. You can have it deposited in your bank, your PayPal account. You can get a card of some kind. But it's actual cash. So all you have to do is download the free app, Upside app, right? Go to the App Store and Google, or Apple, and you can earn cash at the pump. My limited time promo code is TRADE25. That's TRADE 25. Get an extra 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up, and wow, I mean, seriously, depending on how much your car holds, if you got yourself a truck with a big tank, go for it. And I've heard people say and not just anybody off of Facebook. I mean, I've heard people say they've saved $200-300 just in the first year they had it. And again, let me reiterate, it's cash. So, and I won't sell you guys. I won't do anything with you guys that I haven't tried myself. So we tried it out. We got a great savings on it. Got great. We'll get great money back when we decide to pull the money. And I think y'all should be there. If you could today, not that the economy's busted, but today, I mean, it's a great way to save some bucks. So, not a big deal. All right, listen, Cary Quashen is going to join me. You guys have heard him on the show before, and the thing I love about Cary, he's not afraid to admit he's been a recovering drug addict for 40 plus years now, but I've known him for over 20. And he's been working with kids that are, in trouble for over that time. And some of you had the same mindset I have over the years, if they're on drugs, they want to be on drugs, and they want this, and they're doing that. And that's not true. It really just not true, okay? Some of the things that kids are going through, some of it we didn't have to go through. We if you're my age, in your mid-60s, you grew up in the late 60s, early 70s. Yeah, we had our share of issues. I grew up pretty poor. I'll say pretty poor. I don't mean like kind of poor. I mean, we grew up poor. And, you didn't know what you didn't know. But there were times that I wanted more and couldn't get it. There were times when my mom tried to move me to a better place because it was what we used to refer to as white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, a waspy neighborhood. She thought that would be good for me. But it wasn't that great. Because, my car had Bondo. A lot of their cars didn't have Bondo in it. I wore hand-me-down still. And my mom tried to dress me nice when she could, but anyhow, the long and the short of it was, though, we had our challenges. But these kids today, they got stuff coming at them at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Their brains are rotting away from the smartphones and the information they're being fed. I really do genuinely feel bad for them. So they're having to deal with things differently. So again, if you're a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, whatever, pay attention. Pay attention to your niece, nephews. Pay attention to your grandkids. Because sometimes it's just a couple of words from you can change their mind. Because their parents are afraid to say anything. Yeah, some of you have raised some really weenies when it comes to parents. They're afraid to take a stand. They're afraid to say something. Don't let your kids... I read a heartbreaking story about a young lady that was transitioning to male, and she loved her grandfather extremely, just loved the guy to death. And she remembers sitting there one day and talking to her grandfather about it, trying to get him to understand. And she said he didn't say much. It was just the simplicity of him honestly telling her how much he loved her, but he was not in for her making the change, that God made her a beautiful young lady, and all the things she would end up missing in motherhood and all that other stuff. And you know what? She said on the way home, she started crying. She started thinking, and she decided not to go through it. And today she's a mom of, I think, 3 kids, and just thanks him to no end for being the only one that spoke to her. So don't be quiet. Say something. Joe Messina, your host. Be right back.
as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I'd like to introduce you to our new sponsor, Get the Tea. Get the Tea carries all-natural, non-GMO organic teas and supplements made in the USA. Get the Tea's ingredients are the purest available. My favorite is Life Change Tea. Life Change Tea is a gentle daily cleanse containing 12 herbs that, when combined, really keep things moving. I drink it every day, and my energy has never been better. I'm feeling great. Life Change Tea comes in 3 delicious flavors: natural, peppermint, and pomegranate. It's an easy and delicious way to keep your digestion on track. And for those on the go, try D365. D365 is Life Change Tea in a capsule. Drink the tea or take D365 capsules and keep your digestion running smoothly. Go to getthetea.com and enter discount code USA to get 10% off any size order. That's getthetea.com, discount code USA for 10% off your order.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium My Pillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more.
So go to MyPillow.com or call 800-923-1812 and use promo code AUDIO1 to get the standard MyPillow for only $14.88, the lowest price ever.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Attention. This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
You got a love bite on your neck. He's coming back this morning. What's the matter with you? Your life's going down the toilet. Cover up that damn thing. Come on, put some makeup on it.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure. So much appreciate the time you're spending with us here on the air, in the chat room, texting and tweeting. Look, how can you be miserable when you listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire? I know I'm the old guy, but it's happy music. There's nothing miserable about that. Anyway, 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Send me an email, joe@joemessina.com. Now, you guys know, I shouldn't put it this way because it's not going to sound right, but one of my favorite topics is drugs. Love to talk about drugs. Love to talk about how you can help your kids stay away from them, or if they're on them, how you can help them get off them, and how you can just help your kids succeed in life. But, I'm not the guy for the job. You know what I'm saying? So I bring on the experts. Cary Quashen joins me as he does from time to time. Love his time with me, and Cary is the founder of Action Family Counseling, and he's done the years I've known him. He's done fantastic work for the kids. So, Cary, thanks for being with me.
It's always a pleasure, Joe, and thanks for the compliment.
Why don't you tell people, let's do a reset. Tell people about your story and how you get into helping the kids to begin with.
Oh, gosh. I'll put it to you this way.
Not all 40 years, though, okay? Just
No, if you want to hear the story, it's going to take 45 years.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's kind of crazy because my daughter's in the other room. You know what she told me the other day? She says, "Hey, Dad, you're getting old, even in sobriety age." even in sobriety age, she said. I never heard that one before.
I'm not too old to yank you out of the will, kid. So be careful.
That's about what I said. But you know what? 45 years ago, 2 days ago, Christmas Eve, I walked into a treatment center myself.
Wow.
And I was hopeless and helpless and lost and homicidal and suicidal and just all the things you can imagine. And I'll never forget, I walked in there and I said, okay, they're going to fix me. And it took me about 3 minutes to realize they weren't going to fix me. I had to fix me. I was just in a safe place. But it was crazy. It wasn't like rehabs today. It was Christmas Eve. I got there at 7 in the morning. It felt like a crazy house. I didn't know what was going on. They fed us liver and onions and told us we were going to go Christmas carol. Exactly. That's what obviously I didn't eat. But and then we had to go Christmas caroling. They said if you don't sing, we're throwing you out for shaving your head. So I moved my lips and faked it.
Oh God!
but that started my journey.
Okay, but what got you to the point where you went, okay, I can't do this alone?
Well, so growing up, I'll tell you the 25-cent story. How's that?
Okay.
Growing up, I knew that there was things that I wasn't going to do, and one of them I wasn't going to be like my father because he was a drug addict and a jerk and all kinds of other things that I won't say on the radio, violent and just not a nice guy. And I literally remember when I was like 3 or 4 years old and him hiding stuff on the door seals that smelled terrible, and I didn't know what it was. But later on, I figured out it was pot. But it got bad. I never knew if he was going to be dead or alive. I mean, I was 7 years old. Everybody had to get in the car. We were in New York, and we drove to California. He was probably on the run. So I could go on for days with stories. But I'll tell you one story, and then I will get away from him. I remember when I was probably about 8. He picked me up. He was loaded. He threw me up in the air, and he caught me, and then he did it again, and he let me fall onto the ground.
Oh.
And I literally remember like it was 5 minutes, but I couldn't breathe, and I was gasping for air. And he said, it's a bad world out there, and don't trust anybody, which was probably the single biggest lie anyone's ever told me. But that being said, I knew I was going to never do the things he'd done. And you know how I talk about contracts, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Contracts mean when I grow up, I want to be a cop, a lawyer, or a doctor, and we have those and they change. We also have another set of contracts, and mine was like almost everybody else, I'm not going to smoke cigarettes. I don't want to die of cancer. I'm not going to drink alcohol or use drugs. I don't want to be like my father. And I meant it. But somehow, bouncing back and forth from New York to California in different schools and a whole bunch of different houses, I found myself hanging out with the kids that I thought were cool. You know, and it was exciting and glamorous, and the cigarettes came out, and I said no. But after a while, I convinced myself it's only a cigarette, and I took a hit. And then I said, well, I'll never smoke weed. After a while, I convinced myself it was only weed. And then I said, I will never use hard drugs, and I meant it. And I made it all the way to the 20s, but then one day I found them, and I was I remember I was at a nightclub called The Star with friends of mine, and these were the Quaalude days. And everybody was obliviated on these things, including my father. He was actually a dealer. So one day I said to the guy, after 2 years of watching this, I finally said, give me a half of one. And within 20 minutes, I remember looking at my friend and saying, I'm screwed. And he said, why? I said, I love this. It made me feel different and better than anything I ever felt before.
Wow.
It's also the drug that got me sober, because I got so addicted to it that it became the number one priority in my life over everything, over work, over literally over everything. And I found myself in big trouble, suicidal, in trouble with the law, all kinds of craziness, and I checked myself into rehab. It was either that or I was going to go to prison or put a bullet in my head.
Oh. And a lot of kids, you know, especially today, a lot more kids are feeling hopeless or feel hopeless, first of all, with their lives alone. And then they get into the drugs, or they get more heavy into the drugs and other things, and it's just not a good place for them, right?
Well, yeah, and if you guys, this is the parents, if you want to know what scares your kids the most, it's people say, oh, it's dying. It's not dying, it's living. It's what am I going to, especially kids that are using drugs, it's what am I going to do when I grow up? How am I going to buy a house? How am I going to buy a car? What kind of job am I going to get? How am I going to raise a family? These are, this is what keeps your kids awake at night, panicked. Especially the ones that are having problems in school, using drugs, and lost, because they have no clue. And I remember, I was one of them kids. I remember laying in bed at 2:30 in the morning watching truck driver commercials, saying maybe I could do that, and then a bartending commercial. And I was so lost, I didn't know what to do. You know, I did have jobs. I was a car salesman and a manager and all that, but the drugs always just kind of made me lose all those jobs.
Wow. And
then I was going to be a boxer, and I blew that over getting high. So just a bunch of different stuff. So it came to the point where, you know what, it got to the point where the drugs didn't work anymore. No matter what I took, I couldn't get high. So I couldn't get high, and I couldn't get sober, and I had problems all over the place. And recovery was probably the only thing left for me to do besides end it. I think I had a year and 6 days.
We got to go for a break, so be back in a minute. Don't go far. A lot more coming up with Cary when we return.
Sir.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's home ownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. That's 800-378-2250.
Limitations and exclusions apply. First month free with purchase of single plan. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for more details.
Life is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. But here's one thing you can control: making sure your loved ones are protected if the unexpected happens. At easyplans.com, we make getting life insurance, well, easy. In just a few minutes, you can apply online and buy direct. No awkward phone calls, no confusing jargon, and no agent will contact you unless you request help. Just clear, affordable coverage, designed to fit your life and your budget. Fast approval, flexible plans, and unlike other online insurance sites, Easy Plans won't sell your information to others. So no endless phone calls and text messages. Whether you're just starting a family, buying a home, or thinking ahead, easyplans.com has you covered. easyplans.com. We make buying life insurance, well, easy.
News Update, I'm John Schaefer. The government shutdown is now in its fourth week, hitting millions of Americans. On Saturday, food assistance funding will run out for more than 40 million people. Flight delays are also rising, with more than 1,000 reported today as air traffic control faces staffing shortages. The Senate failed to pass a short-term spending bill for the 13th time. A new report shows strong private sector job growth over the past 4 weeks. ADP says preliminary data indicates an average of more than 14,000 jobs added per week through October 11th, a big improvement from September. Due to the government shutdown, ADP will now release 4-week employment averages every Tuesday. Hurricane Melissa is pounding Jamaica, marking one of the strongest landfalls on record in the Atlantic. The storm is bringing life-threatening flooding, heavy rainfall, and landslides across the western part of the island.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
So far, this show has been awfully slow.
Except for the one I saw you do last Thursday.
When we were coming over here tonight, I was a little concerned about his driving. The minute he got to the wheel, I was worried. The left rear wheel, he was going to get.
I look around the room and I realize now, aside from Clint Eastwood, I'm the biggest name here.
And now, the professor of political incorrectness, the naysayer of nonsense, the cure for Democrat dementia, here's Joe Messina.
We are back at it. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855 Real Joe, 855-732-5560. Look, get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. It's how we all win. I asked Cary Quashen to join me. He's the founder of Action Family Counseling, and Cary's been dealing with, I know you guys don't like when I say it, but it's like you kind of beat your own addiction 40-some odd years ago. You've been working hard at it to make sure you stay clean, and you're helping other people get clean. I mean, a lot of young kids that I know of that you're helping out. So I want to tell you I appreciate that. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being on with me tonight. And, you know, drugs don't know, they have no boundaries, if you would, right? I mean, it's not just rich people, not just poor people. It's not just in the hood. It's not, I mean, it hits everybody, does it not?
Yeah, they don't care race, religion, creed, nothing. I mean, it's, and the sad thing about it, it's everywhere right now. I mean, people are saying, oh my God, there's so many drugs here in Santa Clarita. And I'll say, yes, in Moore Park and Simi Valley and Beverly Hills and LA and Texas and Minnesota. I mean, it's everywhere right now. But the scary part about it, though, Joe, is it's like I've been doing this for so long. I'm recovering myself. We've talked about that before. I'm 45 years clean and sober. But the drugs are different today.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen all the phases. I mean, how about 60 years of them? Just about. 55 years of drugs. I've seen it all. Either done it or worked in it. And there is no such thing as a safe drug right now. I mean, none. I was leaving my rehab or my clinic today, and as I was walking to my car, a lady came up to me that I haven't seen her in probably 6 years, and she says, "Remember me?" And I said, "Yeah." She says, "Oh, my kid's in trouble." So we walked back in the office, and this kid is completely psychotic. He must have called her, and I'm not exaggerating, 15 to 20 times in a half an hour.
Wow.
Literally. And guess what the drug was that he's using?
Fentanyl.
I'll bet you.
No, dope.
Yep, you got it. I knew you would figure it out. I mean, literally, he's vaping all day long, THC. And this is, as you always say, it's not the what?
It's not your grandfather's dope.
That's exactly right.
My
I mean,
favorite line.
your grandfather's dope was probably 0.3 milligrams of THC. When they're vaping this crap, it's pure THC, pure, 100% pure. So
mine put me to sleep. You smoked a joint to kind of calm down. Not that it was good for you. I'm not trying to say it was okay, but it wasn't, like to your point, it wasn't what's out there today.
No, I mean, before I got sober, I stopped smoking weed because it got me paranoid. These kids today, man, this kid, I'm telling you, he would call and hang up and call her and talk and hang up. And this poor lady didn't know what to do. So I said, just kind of put the phone down for a minute, let's talk. But he's been to the hospital 3 or 4 times. He's been in psych hospitals, and it's all THC-induced psychosis. And like I said, I've been doing this for an awful long time, but in the last 2 years, I've put more people in. I sent more people to ERs for THC-induced psychosis than I have in 40. That's insane. It is not the same crap that some of them, and I hear from parents, well, I did it. No, you didn't do it. You did not do this. This is different. Different, better, or more. How's that? This is it. I mean, these kids are in trouble. Not just kids, adults. I mean, I own rehabs. That's what I do for a living, and I got adults coming in that sometimes I have to put them. They go to a psych hospital before they come to rehab.
Wow.
They're too messed up, and it's a lot of that's THC. And of course, if they're using meth, I mean, that just.
Well, we see it. Look, I've been on the school board now a little over 15 years, and I have seen the
Oh, by the way, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know if I need condolences or congratulations. I haven't figured it out yet.
I'll pray for you later, but that was congratulations.
Thank you. But
welcome.
I've seen the change over the years of the kids, more and more psychotic issues, more and more of them getting themselves in trouble when it comes to the drug situation. But it's also become not just stronger, but the drugs are much easier to get. I don't have to drive down to a back alley in Los Angeles proper to get them anymore, right?
Deliver them to your house.
Say that again, because some people just scratch their heads and said, no, he didn't say that.
They'll deliver them to your house. If you're at a park, they'll bring them to the park. I mean, it's pizza delivery all on steroids. Seriously, it's freaking insane. I mean, it's just crazy, man. I mean, I look at this stuff and it never stops mind-boggling me, and this is what I do for a living for 45 years.
And I want to talk to you about fentanyl in a minute, though. I also want to talk to you I don't know if it's a new drug. It's probably been around forever, but I'm hearing more and more about the drug that's, I guess, it's an opioid base, but you can buy it at a grocery store.
You're talking about Kratom.
Yeah, it even sounds terrible, but yeah, go ahead.
70H, Kratom, Feel Good, like all this other stuff. They're in all the tobacco stores. You can buy them at 7-Eleven, convenience store, Circle K, and it's Kratom. It's a derivative of it's a plant. It's a derivative. It works on the same receptors that opiates do. It gives you the same high that opiates do, and it also is the same addictive personalities traits when it comes to physical.
Hey,
So
Cary,
you
how
get
they getting away with selling it?
You know what? I have no freaking clue. and if you read on the back labels, the disclaimer, it says that it can cause overdose. It says that they're not responsible for death. I mean, I'm reading this stuff and I'm looking at it like crazy. I told you last time I went, we were going to do the symposium, and I went there and bought a few things because people don't know about it. So I brought it there, and I was talking to the guy at the tobacco store, and he told me, he says, yeah, there's a guy that comes in here all the time. He's buying Kratom every day. He says he's so addicted. He says, and I'm so worried about it because he's also buying street Xanax. I said, man, that's going to kill him. I said, give him my number. He says, I would if I could. He died last week. So, I mean, this is the stuff I deal with all the time. But this Kratom stuff,
yeah,
a lot of people that were going into recovery were buying it because it says that it's good for gives you stress relief, it gives you energy and all that, but it doesn't say it's physically addictive. It works on the same receptors as opiates, and if you use it more than a few times, you're going to get addicted to it. So they leave that out.
Yeah,
So
just
it's
again,
terrible.
all these things that they make it so easy, so simple now for the kids, which I think partly with the environment that they're growing up in, the things they're having to deal with, and how easy it is to get this stuff. This is a real nightmare. This is a real pandemic, is it not?
Well, yeah, and that's what I always say. I said, okay. A couple of years ago, they said, 111,000 people died from an accidental overdose. Just about everybody that I know, and I know many people that lost loved ones and families and whatever to overdoses, but it doesn't say that on the death report. It says possible overdose. So 111 confirmed accidental overdoses. So you want to double or triple that for fun? 250,000? What about how about armed robberies, domestic violence, child abuse? I mean, car crashes. I mean, I can go on for days. And you want to really talk now about death and pandemic? What do you think it is? That's what it is.
Wow.
So we leave out all that stuff. You know, it's 100 and something people died. No, probably more like 250,000, maybe even 500,000. And then what about death by suicide because of drugs? Double that number again. And then you hit all the other stuff, the domestic violence, the child abuse, armed robberies, burglaries. I mean, yeah, it's all drugs.
You know, it's funny.
You look at the prisons, 90% of everyone in prison. 90%.
We got to go for a break. When we come back, though, you know, I just got into somebody with the difference about what's killing kids more, guns or drugs. And they really tried to tell me it was guns. I said, my God, you're not paying attention. Anyway, be back in a little bit, people. Don't go far. A lot more coming up after the break.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
Attention timeshare owners. Tired of the financial stress? Were you misled by the salesperson? Don't or can't use your timeshare anymore? If any of these apply to you, then you may qualify for timeshare cancellation and get the relief you need now. Timeshare Defense Attorneys is the #1 affordable fixed fee legal solution in the country, with an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. That's certainly better than my grades. They even offer a 100% client satisfaction guarantee. Let one of their experienced lawyers evaluate your case and explain the process. If they take you as a client, they'll work on your case until it's resolved in your favor, guaranteed. Expect great service and a close working relationship with your lawyer, keeping you informed every step of the way, protecting your rights, interests, and even your credit. It's that simple. Even a kid like me can understand it. The consultation is free. Call today.
800-875-1853. 800-875-1853. That's 800-875-1853.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code TREAT at checkout, and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. 800-871-3291. That's 800-871-3291.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder.
You know this man.
Go ahead. Make my day.
We are back at it again. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. I do appreciate the time you're showing us. Look, I know that you could be listening to about 3,000 other shows, but you've chosen this one. I'd like to believe it shows me how high your IQ is. So I do appreciate the time you're spending with us. But really, tonight, this hour, anyhow, it's all about Cary Quashen and the work that he's doing to help save not just kids, but I like the kid part because they're the ones that are spinning around. They really have a lot of Cary, I like that. I don't know if I've ever brought this up with you before, but I've always said to people, the problem is the kids have no coping skills. That's part of the problem, and their parents aren't helping them because the parents are doing and making excuses for them and doing stuff for them. And they're not allowing these kids to work through some of the issues. So when they start hitting them, there's only one way out in their mind. Am I way off?
Mm-hmm. No, you're right on the money.
You talk about parents that tell you, well, I did dope when I was a kid. Not a problem.
Yeah. Different story.
It's not great.
You know what the other thing is just because we made it through that does not mean our kids will make it through it. It's a different time. And also, I've done a lot of things in my life that I wasn't real proud of as I grew up. That doesn't mean I'm going to allow my kids to make the same mistakes. Call me a hypocrite. We're allowed to be a hypocrite. So, we learn, and we don't want our kids to make the same mistakes we did.
Yep.
So just because we did something, that doesn't open the door for them to do it too.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you hit it. These kids really have no coping skills if you think about it, and we talk about this every time I come on the show, and we'll talk about it just for a minute. 11 and 12-year-old kids now have cell phones. The last thing they do before they go to sleep is say goodnight to their friends in person on Snapchat or whatever, Google Duel or whatever it is. They go to sleep with their friends. They wake up with their friends. Before they even use the restroom, they're looking at their social media. They go to school with their friends. They come home. They say hi to mom. School was great. You're already ate, and they're back in their rooms with their friends. So this is really frightening. Wow. Because I've been doing this for so long that I've been talking to parents 2 to 10 minutes. 2 to 10 minutes. That's how much time a parent spends talking to a young teenager. So where did they learn their coping skills then? It's not from their parents. Where is it from? From their friends. So how can a 12-year-old teach another 12-year-old how to cope with something? Their mind's not developed enough yet. So they're not learning how to cope well, and then all of a sudden you put some weed in their bodies, and the only thing they know is when they feel bad, smoke a joint or take a hit off of a vape or whatever it is. So we're setting this up right now. I mean,
what do you think about parents who tell their kids about their drug usage as a kid and how they finally came out of it?
I think that it depends on how they say it. I've always been upfront with my kids, but I'm also a very public person, as you know. But I will never glorify drugs, and I think parents that glorify them is opening the door for their kids to do it. I mean, my kids, I told them, I said, I made some terrible mistakes. I got caught up in drugs. I couldn't stop it. It almost took me. It almost killed me. So you guys, so it depends on how you present it. Presentation's everything in everything we do. So, if you glorify it, your kid's screwed. If you want to be honest with them and really tell them, hey, it was terrible. I started, I couldn't stop, I didn't know what to do, I almost died. That kind of stuff.
Yep. So I'm with you. I hear some of these parents telling their kids, what they did as a kid. I'm going like, first of all, I don't think you have to go into detail, okay? I got into drugs. I mean, I was hanging out with my friends. This will make you feel better, whatever. And, within 4 or 5 months, I couldn't go through the weekend without, getting high or doing this or doing that. And then eventually I had a joint every morning before I went to school because I couldn't cope. I mean,
but let's face it. That was then. This is now.
Right.
Kids, as far as anyone can remember, they experiment with drugs. But up until the last few years, there were some drugs you could experiment with. What's a good drug today that a 12-year-old can experiment with that's not dangerous. It's not to possibly kill them.
To prove to you that I listen, there is no safe drug.
No, there is no drugs. That's why when I hear let's do fentanyl kill groups or some seminars or symposiums, no, because the kids are dying from other drugs they're buying. It might contain fentanyl, but they're dying from other drugs. Cocaine cut with fentanyl, meth cut with fentanyl, Percocet that are supposedly coming from a pharmacy. They're made in some whatever you want to call it down in Mexico somewhere. I mean, so the real message is all drugs can kill right now. All drugs have poison in them. So it's a different message we have to do. And if you're going to experiment with drugs, anytime anybody buys a drug on Snapchat or on the internet, they're buying a fake pill. They're buying a pill that could look like Xanax or Ativan or Percocet or Adderall, whatever it is, and 99.9% of the time it's a fentanyl cut pill.
Yep.
So it's that dangerous.
Yeah. So we've got about maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and well, what do you look for? I mean, your kid, because they don't all start. They don't just go from happy-go-lucky to bang into drugs. What are we looking for?
Well, they isolate. They don't want to be around us. There's some depression going on. Their school grades start changing. They're losing their motivation. They're not wanting to go to class. They're dropping out of sports, that kind of stuff. And if it's not drugs and you still see all those signs, then it could be depression. But when you start seeing things like that, your kid's in trouble. The problem is if you're spending 2 to 10 minutes with your kid, you're not going to see that until it hits you in the face like a baseball bat. So the real thing you need to do is spend time with your kids, period. If you go out to dinner, put your damn phone in your pocket. If you're sitting at a table and you're all playing games or watching TV or eating dinner with your kids, put your damn phone in your pocket. Be present for your kid. Know what's going on with them. That's really what's going to stop all this. We have to not just be there. We have to be present when we're there.
Well, I love your line. A lot of times I'll say to a parent, "So when do you guys get together? I mean, do you actually sit and talk at all?" And they don't. You're exactly right. Now, you know what? We try to have lunch on the weekends. Okay, so what about the other 5 days? What are you doing?
Yeah.
There's no connection.
All that stuff that you heard when you were growing up, family that play together and pray together and eat together and all that stuff, those kids do good.
Yep.
But they're, like you were saying in the beginning, coping skills. Hey, there's 4 pieces of parenting. First, everything's got to come from love. We know that. But if it's only love without structure, your kid's in trouble. If it's only discipline without love and structure and support, your kid's in trouble. So
yeah, and you got to be consistent. I mean, that's one thing that parents tend not to do, and it doesn't. It sets the wrong tone, and it doesn't help, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're grounded for a month. Get out of here in an hour. And the consequences got to match the crime. I mean, if your kid's an hour late from coming home and you take the door off, big mistake. I mean, if your kid's sitting in the bedroom smoking weed and writing poetry about dying, take the damn door off.
Yeah.
So there's things that you got to really pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah. But you said it though. Really pay attention. I think it's, sometimes we get. As a school board, you may get the kid's side of the story and the parent side of the story, and they live in 2 different universes. It's not like they're not even in the same house.
No, exactly. They don't know each other.
No, not at all.
They don't know they don't know each other. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
get
too
to
bad,
know
too.
your kid. You may ask you a question. I know we got to end. But what age do we stop talking to our kids? How about never?
Really? Do you want to know? I got ones that are 40 years old. They still show up and I talk with them. How can I stop? No, I'm just kidding.
The answer is never. You never stop talking to your
I thought you were
kids.
saying, was there an average? But you're right. No. I still get they'll talk to me about their kids, and they're having an issue with this or an issue with that. And you're right. You never stop being a parent. You're stuck.
No, they need us. They need us. They crave it. They want it. We're their parents. You know, anybody can go out there and have a child, but not anybody can be a parent. And you got to remember, we are our kids' parents.